What's up? Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Shred Show live with me, Josh Pitts. Very excited to have one of my new friends and special guests joining me, Eric Yang from Home Point Financial. And as you guys know, the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about account executives from different companies. And I'm really excited to be talking to Eric because he has been an account executive for over 16 years. Is that right, Eric?
Just about 16 years, yeah. Yep.
Dude, that's insane. And as you guys know, an account executive. What's up? Good morning. Dude, we have good sound. Everybody knows I tested some new sound this morning, so I'm really excited about that. So we don't have an echo. So everybody's like, why is Josh holding on? What are we doing here? So I was making sure our sound was good this morning. As everybody knows, every once in a while, we get a really funny echo going on. And fortunately enough, we do not have an echo. So if you can hear an echo at all, let us know. But I think we are good to go. But again, Eric, this is something you have great experience with this. You're an incredible account executive, and especially with Home Point Financial. You know, we've talked to other account executives from other companies, but now with Home Point Financial, being that you've done this for so long, what is it that really helps you as an account executive stand out and really shine at Home Point Financial?
Okay. Yeah, Josh, I think that's a pretty easy question to answer, but honestly, it's my team. I have the best operations partners out there. I'll put them up against any ops team out there by far. These guys live and die and live and breathe by your motto. I think your motto is great. The show up, hustle, repeat every day. Like literally, guys, that's what it comes down to, right? But the key is to do that consistently. And these folks in my operations team, they do that every day. I love those guys. No matter how much business I bring in, they'll gobble it up, execute it beautifully, and ask for more. You know, I know that they'll take care of me, and there's a reason why my last month was my career high for the last 16 years. And these folks all contributed to that. I think we had 20 AEs that did over 20 million. And, that's just bonkers. That's crazy. I mean, our company is just filled with rock stars, and literally to where we have a rock star AE in every region across the nation. Our executive team, Willie Newman, Phil Shoemaker, Will Pendleton, these guys are very, very smart, brilliant. They're very innovative. They're always forward thinking. They're always thinking of ways to better serve the broker community. I love where I'm at as far as that goes. Yeah.
And that's just one of those things that it's crazy to hear. Now, of course, everybody's like, no, there's an echo. We got to remove, guys. That's why you have plugged in the headphones. So thanks for those who commented. Hey, appreciate it. That's what we're here for. So now Eric sounds really good. But Eric, as you talk about a team, you're absolutely right. And that's one of the things that is so powerful with lenders, and especially with Home Point, really helping the wholesale channel grow, is you do have an incredible team. Like you mentioned, some of the leadership at Home Point Financial is bar none some of the absolute best in the entire industry. And being able to surround and being able to learn from those people, that it truly allows you to go back to the broker, the things that you're learning from, like you said, from Phil, from Willie, from these people who've been in the industry for a lot longer than both you and I, being able to learn from them ultimately helps those that we serve every single day, which really is the broker. That's the wholesale broker, the originator that we're really focusing on, which really I want to transition this question. What do you love being that you've done this for over 16 years, which is insane to me, almost 16 years. What do you love so much about being an AE?
Oh man, I'm a relationship guy. My wife will joke around and I'll double book barbecues on the weekend just because I'm constantly wanting to hang out and do things and just build and cultivate relationships and friendships. And I love seeing just brokers be successful. I mean, it's a beautiful thing when they look good in front of their referral partners, their borrowers. If they shine, I shine, and everybody wins. The industry, being on the wholesale side, it's hard that I don't get to see, the signing table, the bottles popping, the keys exchanging hands, the hugs, and all that stuff on the front end. I don't hear the giggles when they find out they're going to save hundreds or thousands of dollars. But I get more of the push, get her done. But after stressful days like that and stressful weeks, you just sit back and realize, we're doing some amazing things. We're helping people get into the homes. We're bettering financial positions. We're helping kids go to college with cash out. Just there's all these different ways that we're helping the community, and that's what it comes down to. Yep, absolutely.
And really, you're absolutely right. At the end of the day, that's what you get to help originators do. We get to help people achieve the dream of home ownership. That's the American dream. We're talking about the American dream. And as an account executive, dude, I'm sure you've had some stressful days. We've all been there. Like, as an originator myself, I know I've called my account executive many times and said, Eric, dude, I need this. Like, we need docs. We need this. We need that. Or, hey, why isn't this going through? This and that. But as stressful and as frustrating the days that come, at the end of the day, being able to help consumers, being able to help those that we serve get into a home, that's the ultimate goal. And that is ultimately one of the most rewarding things. And I'm sure you've got those calls in the past, like, Eric, man, without you, without Home Point, we couldn't have got that deal done. Thank you so much for your dedication and all that you've done for this transaction. And that's what we live for. That's really what it's all about.
It's always super rewarding when, like, say, a loan officer breaks off from their brokerage and starts their own company, and I'm their first call to get them set up, to get them up and running. That's always really fun to see that company grow into something beautiful. So yeah, no, that's super rewarding. Love it.
So let's kind of continue on that. When brokers, whether they're with a company or whether they're starting to do their own thing, what in particular are you doing and is Home Point doing to really help the local mortgage expert, the local wholesale broker, grow their business?
Yeah. Okay. Backing up to '08 when the crash, like, there were so many, routes you can go. You can be depressed and sit at home, or you can go out in the field. I took that time during that state and really dove into guidelines and products and regulations and compliance. I read the 4155. I read the selling guide, Fannie Freddie. I really engulfed myself in that knowledge, because knowledge is wealth. That really helped me differentiate myself from other AEs. And then as those changes from that time came, and we had HVCC, RESPA, GFE 2010, that was fun. LO comp rules, all those changes. TRID, gosh, I lost probably 5 years off my life on that TRID change. But every opportunity here, every change was an opportunity for me to go out and be that professional, be that person that can train these brokers through it, help them walk through it. So just being a true resource for my brokers is massive. Definitely, you've arrived when you get a call from an LO and they're like, hey, Eric, my loan over here is going sideways. Is that normal for them to decline my loan? Yeah, well, number one, why did you send the loan to Home Point? But, it's always good to get those calls. It always pays forward. I love helping brokers jump into new spaces, especially that they're not participating in. I just had a broker that they're heavy in refi, but they didn't do any government streamlines or IRRRLs. And I'm like, gosh, you guys are losing so much money here. What are you doing being a refi shop and not doing that stuff? So back in June, we did a whole presentation for them, told them about the corks, the kinks, how to structure them. And then last month, they actually closed 88 loans, and 85% of that was FHA streamlines and IRRRLs. So that's super rewarding. I'm helping them build it that way. I'm a road warrior. I'm out in the field seeing clients all day long. So part of that, I get to see what's working for some brokers, what's working for the others, what's not working, what they're not doing. So I'm not giving away anybody's secret sauce by any means, but just if a broker asks me, hey, what works, or what do I need? How do I get this type of business, or what do I need to do, or what should I start thinking about? Let's give them maybe like a handful of things to think about and process. So that's pretty fun.
I love that you mentioned that, Eric, because you, as an account executive, and this is something that I haven't talked to other AEs about yet, is the fact that you get to talk to so many different brokers, you get to talk to so many originators and see what they're doing in their business. Now, again, in my opinion, there is no secret sauce in this industry. Like I have learned, I've talked to the top producers, the best of the best, and those who are just getting started, and there truly is no secret sauce. Like it's just, you got to shred, you got to show up, you got to hustle, you repeat every day. Like that's really when it comes to building a successful business. But as an account executive, you do hear little things. You do hear like, oh, hey, this broker in Topeka, Kansas is doing something. Hey, I can take this back to my brokers in California and share maybe a few things that I know. Again, not giving away the trade secrets, if you will, but like, hey, this is working over in this market. And every market's a little bit different. But the fact is, an account executive, you're thinking that way. You're looking out for your brokers, being like, hey, what can I do to help them grow their business? Like, hey, this was a great idea. Hey, maybe you guys should try this, or maybe introduce it a little bit. Dude, that's what an account executive is all about. That's the power. Like we titled this today, guys, the power of an account executive. So many people think that account executives are just there to fix my problems on my loan, get that clear to close, get the docs out, man. But there's so much more to it.
There's so much more to it, man. And like just early on in my career, the biggest complaint brokers had, it wasn't pricing, it wasn't turn times, it wasn't guidelines. It was their AE was either powerless, didn't call back, wasn't resourceful, didn't show up. all those complaints. Still to this day, that's like one of the biggest complaints I keep hearing. And I just made it a goal to never be that. I've always done the opposite. I never wanted to be associated with any complaint like that. That's helped drive my force and just be consistent and
That's
shred.
awesome. And shred, yeah, buddy. Every single day I show up, hustle, repeat every day. I love that. So, what's we're specifically talking about Home Point Financial. What in particular? What's one thing that brokers should know that maybe they don't? That Home Point is really doing something that really sets you guys apart. I know we mentioned team earlier, but what really sets you and Home Point apart from everybody else that brokers maybe don't know right now?
Yeah, totally. What you probably don't know is that Home Point is the fastest growing non-bank lender in America. And I'm not just saying that because I work here and, pro Home Point. I'm saying that because of IMF data. That's just data right there. To put in perspective, we did 2.3 billion in Q1. Wow. In Q3, we did on average 2.3 billion every month.
Holy cow.
In October, we did 3 billion. I mean, there's something going on, right? If you're not set up with Home Point, reach out to me, connect with me. We'll get you in touch with that Rockstar AE in your area. That's pretty huge. On top of that, we're TPO only. So just broker, correspondent, non-del. We don't have a retail division. That's huge. And I say that because wholesale is a pretty profitable business, but when you have multiple channels that are very expensive to run, a lot of that profit goes to feed those guys.
Absolutely.
So what happens is you get that in and out price model to where Home Point, all that profit just goes back into pricing, back into the systems, back into you guys. And you have a very sharp, consistent price. That's given me the beauty to keep just grow my market share with my accounts. It's been massive. On top of that, we are the only wholesale lender that is servicing 95% of our loans. And I'm not talking 1 month. I'm not talking 3 months. I'm not talking 12 months. We're servicing it for the life of that loan, the existence, until it pays off or the 30 years or whatnot. We did a study that we took about 3,400 loans, and over a course of 5 years, during that process, we tracked those loans, and out of the 3,400, 406 loans refinanced. Guess how many were refinanced by their originating lender? 57. So if you put that in percentage, that's only 14% recapture rate. That is crazy. Best in class is 70%. But brokers seem to be around that 14%. The reason being is, it's such a transactional industry. We focus so hard on these transactions. We don't want it to blow up. We focus so hard on the Smith file, and then we focus on the Jackson file. We're not spending much time or resources or money to keep cultivating and nurturing those ongoing relationships that we have.
100%.
Home Point is committed to help make that recapture being 50 to 70% is what our goal is. And we're going to be doing that in 3 different parts. Part 1 is basically a scorecard. So what we're doing is we're going to the brokers. We're giving them a 5-year scorecard of all their loans that they've done, not just with Home Point, overall. We have that data, and it's going to pull in average loan balance. It's going to pull in volume opportunity based on a 70%. It's going to pull in average compensation. And it's also going to show income opportunity. So when you track that, the bottom line is you can't improve upon what you don't track and don't know, right? So to get that in perspective of how much money you're leaving on the table, that's going to make you hungry. For example, if you leave $1.2 million on the table over a course of 5 years, that's massive. And the reason being that you're leaving on the table because major services are bear hugging your client and they're not letting go. And so that's why we're not retaining the customers that we have. Step 2 basically is a customer portal that we built out. It's really cool. You can go online, you'll make your payments. But the beautiful thing about that is there's a picture of you on the portal with your contact info, with the company name. And we're basically just constantly, every interaction that we have, we're reinforcing that you are their trusted advisor, not Home Point. We found out that there's about 50 touch points per customer every year, whether it's 12 mortgage statements, 12 mortgage payments, escrow updates, impounds, taxes. Every touch point we're doing and every interaction, again, we're pushing you back to the borrower, which is huge. The third part about it is our Customer for Life program, to where Now that we're on your radar, we have about 220 plus thousand customers right now, about 50 billion plus in servicing.
Wow.
You're going to start seeing Home Point on your credit reports. And if you do, and send that borrower back to us, whether it's a refinance of that Home Point loan or a refinance of a different property or a purchase of a new property, if you take that loan, which is our borrower, our customer, back to Home Point, we'll help pay for that appraisal up to $600 on that new transaction. We can also net the impounds if you're doing a Home Point to Home Point loan. We can easily get VOMs if you need to get that. We do loan recasting, which is really cool. So if you got to borrow with a big chunk of money down the line, they can just basically pay it down, recast that payment based on that balance, and not have to refinance the loan. But these are all just little ways that we're helping to keep that borrower in your ecosystem and ours. That's what it comes down to. It's a true partnership with Home Point. I'm confident that we can get that 14% to 50 to 70%. I'm excited. I mean, I'm on cloud nine. I'm with the best company out there, and sky's the limit. I got the best team, got some major support, and I'm ready to go.
I say you're ready to rock it. You can see. I mean, you can tell that you are fired up. You're excited.
I got my coffees.
I say you got 2 coffees this morning. Good to go, dude. What's cool to me, Eric, is you mentioned this. It's the little things. All these little things that you mentioned, they're just little things that you should be adding. That you guys, as partners of the originator, that's what's so cool to me. Is there are some great other companies out there, but you need a true partner like Home Point that's really going to go that extra mile, keep that borrower, that client of yours. They are yours, ladies and gentlemen. Keep them in your sphere, because if you don't, like you were mentioning, Eric, there's some other companies out there. They're bear hugging those guys. They never want to let them go. Home Point's doing the opposite. They're really getting them back into your spirit, and that's exactly what we need.
Absolutely.
So Eric, man, super exciting. I cannot thank you enough for taking a few minutes. I know you're even traveling. You're out there working. You're hustling, and so we appreciate you taking a few minutes this morning to jump on the show with us and share all these incredible things, from Customer for Life, for recapture. Like you said, getting that recapture up from 17 to 50%. That is huge for all you as originators, guys. If you haven't reached out to Home Point, reach out to Eric today. Reach out to Home Point. These are just a few of the things that can really help you step up your business, close 1 or 2, maybe even 3 more loans every single month going into 2020. Guys, that's 3 loans you may not have already had. So just add that to your pipeline. So Eric, you are the man. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks so much for sharing your knowledge and your expertise. We truly appreciate it, brother.
You got it, Josh. Thank you for everything you're doing for this industry, man. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Thanks, brother. Well, guys, as always, great people like Eric are always on the show, and we appreciate him sharing everything he has this morning. And as always, guys, we appreciate you. We love you. Make sure you show up, you hustle, you repeat every day. See you guys.